There we go, that's what I need to do, right? That's widening it. Just the lightest tap of the throttle at this point does this sort of stuff. That's gonna get me my orbit, right? That's gonna get me an orbit. That's gonna get me something. Okay, yes, that is an orbit of the planet. Okay, there we go. That's 400,000. And as I mentioned in an earlier part, thankfully my ramshackle orbital patterns will help in terms of preventing collision. Now, we are in orbit now, which means, basically, we are sitting pretty. We still got fuel to spare, a little fuel. We've got a little fuel to spare. And then, of course, that entire satellite section. All we need to do is get it into an orbit that will stay of Mun. I don't care what kind of orbit, frankly. But the thing is, let's get her rotated now. Rotate it towards the direction of motion. Like I said, I'm sorry for the excitement, everybody. Okay. Now this is what we want. We are now sitting pretty. So pretty, in fact, that we can just coast. And we are now in orbit of Kerbin. It's highly elliptical, but our periapsis is 400,000 meters above the surface, which is well clear of anything, frankly. And now we play a little thing that I like to call the waiting game. The ship's kind of drifting. That's kind of okay, though. Okay. Now the thing is, eventually we are going to intersect with the Mun at some point once we tighten our orbit, which can be done on the other side. Now, you could do this first pass if you're not stupid like me, but I'm stupid. Now the thing is, we will also... No, there is no point at which we intersect with the satellites, actually. Whoa! We could probably get a view of the KSPS Victory going by at some point, but we're going way too fast now. Okay, so let's kick down the time warp. We'll want to burn at the periapsis, and we're going really fucking fast. And the thing is, yes, this craft is drifting slightly. It's irritating, yeah. But Okay, we're gonna give it a test burn. Just to see, and like I said, like the lightest feather of the throttle at this point has the massive effect. There, I said it again. Okay, anything on that is okay, you know? Now, if we kick on the throttle, yeah, that's what I want. Oh god. Look at it. That's 1104. That's not exactly what we want, but the thing is, this will get us close enough to get grabbed by the Mun, I think. And the point is, we're in a stable orbit. So now, time really is our friend. In terms of, look, watch what I mean. We will zoom right past our world. And watch the sunset behind that world. And then this orbit is... Okay, so basically we do that for a while. And now we play the waiting game, man. Because look, this time the closest approach is there. We could fuck around with things to get it even closer, but... Now see, that orbit is stable. We could fuck around with things. We could try to fuck around with things. Let's look at what we can do. Let's tilt the ship. Again. Even though I'm having some difficulty keeping it stable. And I don't really know why. Everything is sort of symmetrical. Well, at least we auto-saved. We might be able to intersect it this time. Although if we go for it and miss, I'll be kind of sad. Okay, wait for it. Wait for it. Okay. Feather the throttle. It's doing what I want it to do. Oh! What's that? Okay, we're at the Mun periapsis. And Mun escape. Okay, we are going to slingshot right on past, it looks like. Yeah, the Mun can't keep us at this point. We're gonna pass real damn close, though. How's the fuel looking? We got a little more fuel. Definitely not enough to jettison this part yet. Not at this stage. Warp time a little bit to see what I mean here. Because the Mun will be there. We'll be here. Wait, if we keep accelerating like this, we can bend it. That's not really what I want to have happen. Interestingly enough. The thing is, we'll achieve the velocity to escape the Mun before we actually go near the Mun. Because that's the thing, we'll be touched by the gravity. I wonder... Let me mess around with it some more. This is the glorious mission to the moon. Yeah, well, it's Kerbal Space Program. It's rocket science. Let's tilt the craft over. At some ludicrous torque that I can't possibly safely sustain. Trying to keep it as steady as possible, failing miserably at that, of course. If only I was good at, like, planning maneuvers. Then I could, like, make something happen. Okay, if we're here... Now, see, that's interesting. That's kind of what I want to happen. Oh, we're back in. We're gonna miss it. We're gonna miss it now. We are also tilting madly. Fuck. At the closest approach. God damn it. This thing had to overcompensate so much for what I was doing. That's the issue here. We need to level it out again. More, you know, for certain definitions of level. Whoa. Okay. We just used one of the last bits of our mono propellant to send us flying in literally the direction I did not want. Thing is, we're still in orbit of Kerbin, which means we could go back around if we wanted. So at this point, basically, I'm setting myself up to be able to screw it all up at some point. Come on. Freaking SAS. Good work, SAS. Okay, tap that. Fortunately, things take a long time in astronomy, so... Okay, click on the Stability Assistance System. Then what happens to this? It tightens it up, it tightens it up, it tightens it up. No, 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 no. That's doing stuff we don't want it to do, right? Yeah, yeah. It's doing literally the exact opposite of what we want it to do. Okay, I'm gonna fiddle with it. I've got it back to the point where we will pass by the moon. Okay, we will encounter its gravity in 52 minutes, basically. There's Kerbin. There's the moon. That is by far the closest we have ever gotten to it. Both in literal terms of distance as well as actual terms of, like, the prospects of hitting it. Or coming close to hitting it. Now see, the drift really becomes apparent over the time warp. The moon is going to be trying to grab us, and we want to help it with that. And frankly, even crashing the Challenger into the freaking moon, at this point, I'll take it. Because what I want to do is probably run out of fuel and have to... If I run out of fuel and have to launch again, at least I know what to do, more or less, to get it like this. Okay. To 1... Now if I tilt it along this, what happens? Seems like that makes things more extreme. So do we want to be doing the opposite of this? I don't know. Like, I legitimately do not know. Because let's see, we'll be passing close. We'll be passing really close. We will start to... This is the point where the Mun's gravity is now affecting us more than Kerbin's. God, if I were smarter at this, I'd know what to do at this stage. In order that we might establish an orbit. Because, I mean, the fact that we're here means we could come around and do it again. We won't slingshot back into the solar system yet. But I forget what to do specifically. The periapsis would be the place to burn in order to get an apoapsis, right? That's how... Well, that's how it, you know, works. I think what we want to do is burn against our motion. Also, we are badly rotating, so let's do a little bit for that. Tilt it around. There you are. We'll have her eventually. And the thing is, I've got a whole nother fuel tank to play with, so I have no doubt in my ability to fuck this up, but there's room for human error with me. There's room for me to happen. We're gonna be in orbit at this goddamn moon one way or another by the end of this session. Here's hoping. And if it really looks like failure, I'll deorbit this thing into Kerbin myself. Okay, tilt it out. There we go. Now we play the waiting game for a bit more. Not too long though. 40 minutes or so. We're drifting off kilter. That's fine. We can put it back on. This is the point. You can see we're being affected by the gravity. Okay, this is about the point we want to start burning at, right? Yeah. Let's observe the effect. Kicking up the throttle. Is that doing what we want it to do? I think it's doing what we want it to do. Oh shit. Much fuel's left? Not much. Get ready to separate stages. Either that or we will slingshot into the solar system at large. Okay, we're done with fuel from there. There, now we have significantly less mass. I think this will do it, though. I think this will do it. And that debris will go... Oh, it looks like the debris from Challenger 1 is set to orbit the sun forever. So that's cool, at least. We're bending it to our will. Okay, as soon as we establish an orbit, I might just end the flight on that debris, even though it's cheesy. Okay, okay. I just want an orbit. I don't give a shit what kind of orbit it is. I will get my orbit gadget. Oh man, yeah. Yeah. Let's break it down like this. Break it down like this. And BAM! Ladies and gentlemen, I give you an orbit of the goddamn moon. First, let's do... Yeah, it's cheesy, but let's go to the tracking station and check out the Challenger 1. The only one of its model that was ever needed. Why is that, you might ask? We're actually going to pass quite close to the Mun. And we can tighten up that orbit on the approach, but we can also just enjoy a Triumph with lots of fuel. We could bring this thing home easily if I weren't such a nitwit, but we could still bring it home. With no monopropellant left whatsoever. I think we need to be pointed in the opposite direction, although I am clearly not smart, because if we wanted to tighten that up, we'd go... Actually, no, we'll keep it on this heading. In any case, let's warp time a little bit. This is a stable orbit. I mean, there's no atmosphere to slow us down, too, so... We'll be coming in closer to the Mun. Okay, I think the triumphant music is warranted this time, everybody. I know. I wasn't really expecting to be able to do it either. Bring up ship controls. Oops. Did I do that? Fortunately, we have a lot of time to correct this. See, my fiddling with it broke it. Well, my question is... Actually, no. Let's just... My tendency to fiddle cost us one orbit already. That's actually what I want to happen anyway, yeah. Tighten it up, tighten it up. Actually, is that even tightening up the orbit? It's not really. That's tightening it up. And expanding the other end to make it a more even orbit, which is kind of what I wanted. It's... Actually, we're burning but achieving no appreciable effect. You know what? Screw it. No. That would have been funny if I fucked it up at the last moment through my tendency to mess about with it and little fine details. But screw that. This is the closest pretty much approach we're going to get to the Mun at this point. That's pretty damn close. And of course the next step is to put a Kerbal on there and maybe even bring them home, although we'll see about that. We'll see about that bit of it. But for now, for today, we can leave this satellite here, and here it will stay for all of time. The Mun's gravity has it. Our little satellite, which is basically identical in form. Alright, what do we name this thing? That's the question. Oh, we can't rename the vessel from here. Interesting. We can still control it, though. Anyway, take a good look at the Mun, everybody. We'll be getting an even closer look when we land on the damn thing, but for now... that's pretty good. It's good for me. With tons of fuel left. Even though you saw me literally fucking with it. Not literally. Okay, it's not a probe, this is a station. We'll call it the Lunar Orbital Station. There we go. Or would it be Mooner? Look, I don't care. And I don't care about anything else, especially considering we could break this orbit very easily, but it is stable. It's not even really a space station, obviously. Okay. Rename. Lunar Orbital Satellite. Lunar Orbit. No. The details don't matter. The points don't matter. Well, let's ride around the moon a bit, everybody. God knows we've earned it. As you see, our orbit takes us around. Look at all the closer in stuff. Complete orbit after orbit after orbit after orbit. All the debris has fallen down. Except of... No, I ended the flight on that. Which, yes, it's cheesy. I could change the other orbit to be farther out, but eh. Whoa! Now see, it looks like we escaped, but if you look at the path, look at the path. Whoa! Look at this for a while and let your head freaking spin. Just let your head spin, because we are moving around the Mun, which is moving around the Earth, which is of course moving around the Sun, which is of course moving around whatever the hell is at the middle of the galaxy that makes it so attractive. But whatever. Bodies in motion. And just the thing is, it looks like Kerbin is almost as big as the Mun, but to get it like that, things need to be real special. And you also have to be real close to the Mun. We could put this thing on the Mun very easily, but I'd rather leave it here as a reminder for the rest of this LP of what we've done. I wish there was some intermediary bit. Although 1,000 times is still really fast. Ooh. Lunar eclipse. Yeah, yes. See, look, it looks like we're coming back around to the planet, but that is just not the case. Ooh, Kerbin will eclipse the sun. Now that's pretty cool. Makes my eyes water a little bit, but I guess that's the point. I want to get a good view of that. Look at there. Shame we don't have an actual Kerbal up here to see the sights yet. We'll go at it 50 times time warp. And we'll watch the sun come up from Kerbin. Look at that. That's pretty cool. And our satellite is sending these images all back to the home world. Everything we see here, it sees. And you can see, there we go. Everything's so damn pretty when you work so hard and just to get this damn thing. Oh, it switched to kilometers. Well, but what the hell ever. Bodies in motion will continue in motion, as they've done for so long. I'm just going to enjoy my victory for a little bit. Basically, all the wiggling and the fiddling and all the bullshit, and it comes down to this. Even though this whole mission was about getting to the moon, I kinda just want to watch. Friggin', we can watch the sunrise on both. That's the most badass bit. And then once again, we can fucking go at a truly ridiculous speed. A speed to make you a little nauseous. But see, it doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. Everything just continues on without me having to touch the controls. Okay, I think I've proven my point, everyone. Sorry if that made you a little bit nauseous. But in any case, thank you for watching Let's Play Kerbal Space Program. Next time, we're going to land on this beast. But now we know we can do it. And that's the most important thing for me. It really is the most important thing. Let's head back to the Space Center. Look at our tracking. Oh, look at it. The flight's in progress list. That's so lovely. I should have tried to hit and mend this, but that would have sequence broke a little bit. Not that it matters. We could just go straight to building an interplanetary ship and going to fucking Eve or something. We could do it. But whatevs. This is good enough for me for a day. Yeesh. See you next time, everyone.